Full highlights coming on the way. It's a three-point game in Denver. Jamal Murray takes the long two. Gobert with the contest off the scramble. Minnesota, the breakout. DiVincenzo to Randall, and DiVincenzo, who hit a big three for Minnesota, will drop the hammer there. And
well, that's overwhelming.
It's a 119-114 final, and Minnesota has evened up that series. Couple of road wins tonight in the NBA. Stanley Cup playoffs continue tomorrow night. We'll see you on the back end of that one, and we'll see you tomorrow night. I didn't have time to say it again.
This is SportsCenter.
Indeed it is. Kevin Connors, Madeline Burke, 3 Game 2s in the NBA Monday night, including another Ant Joker showdown, plus a thrilling chapter in the Knicks-Hawks rivalry.
And we are just 3 sleeps away from the NFL Draft. We'll get you all the latest intrigue from the Giants and Eagles next on SportsCenter.
That dog is my favorite dog I've seen so far. Look at that face. Look at who's a good boy. You are.
We begin with Denver eyeing a 2-zip lead on Minnesota. Nikola Jokić off his 22nd career playoff triple-double. Only Magic and LeBron have more. What a start for Denver. Jokić to Jamal Murray. The Nuggets led 24-11 after Murray completed the 4-point play. And then next possession, same combination, same outcome. Back-to-back 4-point plays for Murray. Later in the first, Tim Hardaway Jr. and 1. Denver, the first team with 3 converted 4-point plays in any quarter in the play-by-play era. Denver led by 14 after 1. This was a blowout, except back comes Minnesota. Julius Randle was a beast in this game. Wolves down 8. And then Ant-Man blows past Joker, finishes up over Aaron Gordon. He had a knee injury early on in this one, played through it. Ant-Man buries the 3. Minnesota takes the lead. And then closing seconds of the first half, Murray from half court to tie this one up at 64, headed into the locker room. Midway through the third, Denver down 2. The Joker started to pick up the scoring. Drano on the 3 to give Denver a 1-point lead. Later in the third, how about 16 in the third quarter from Jokić? Denver up 3, headed to the fourth. In the fourth, Joker off the mark. Minnesota the other way. Dante DiVincenzo to a wide open Jaden McDaniels. Minnesota back in front by 1. Next Nuggets possession. DiVincenzo off the miss. The other way, what a factor he was in that fourth quarter. Wolves in front by 3. 2 minutes to go. Off the Ant-Man miss. Rudy Gobert going to work and throwing it down. Minnesota in front by 4. Under a minute to go. Jokić right back at Gobert. Stuffs it over the Stifle Tower. Denver suddenly down just 2. 30 seconds to go. Still a 2-point game. Watch Jokić. Led the NBA in assists this year. Fortuitous bounce to Christian Brown, who gets fouled. 2 free throws to tie it. First one, too strong. He would make the second, so a 1-point game. 15 seconds to go. Denver down 3. After Minnesota made a pair of free throws. Murray, the step back 2, no. Defensive rebound cleared by DiVincenzo, who's going to throw it down and put this one away. Minnesota takes game 2, 119-114. Let's bring in NBA champion Iman Shumpert now. Iman, how did Minnesota completely turn the game around after trailing by 14 after that first quarter?
Well, one, they just kept with it. Minnesota is one of the better teams in the NBA of playing from behind. But when we talk about taking on the challenge, Jamal Murray and Jokić have torn up the NBA for quite a while now. Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert decided enough is enough, and they locked in and they locked down. They made things uncomfortable to the point that Jokić had to go out there and take a little flop call to where Rudy Gobert got his 5th. And that gave him a little wiggle room to finally get to the basket. You saw him with that emphatic dunk when they were making that run at the end. That was the only way to soften it up because Rudy Gobert changed shots. Jaden McDaniel was in that handle over and over and over, going over the ball screen to where Jamal Murray wasn't even available to use it. There was no pocket pass available. Guys were deflecting. It was really nice to see down the stretch.
And so now this series heads back to Minnesota, tied 1-1. Game 3 is Thursday. I'm on standby. We got to get your perspective in a moment on what happened inside MSG.
The Eastern Conference, Jalen Brunson averages over 6 points per game more in the postseason than he does in the regular season, trying to help the Knicks get a 2-0 series lead. And that 3 adds to his point total in this one. Knicks up by 6. Now under a minute left in the first. CJ McCollum has something to say about it. Knocks down the 3, cuts the Hawks deficit to 3. Late in the second, Mikal Bridges hits the floater at the buzzer. Knicks would lead by 7 at the break. Now under 3 minutes left in the third quarter, Jose Alvarado finds Karl Anthony Towns for the finish. Knicks extending their lead. Next Knicks possession, same score. Towns top of the key, hits the tray. Cat had 18 points. The Knicks up 89-77. Hawks on the other end. McCollum looking for the handoff. Wayne Bradley gets called for an offensive foul on Alvarado. McCollum and Alvarado exchanged some words after the whistle. The Knicks led by 12 going into the fourth. So pretty comfortable lead, right? Well, Brunson goes downhill, finishes the floater. Knicks now up by 8. 2 possessions later. McCollum driving, kicks it to Nickeil Alexander-Walker for 3. Nah says yeah. Hawks down 197. Under 4 minutes, Knicks on the other end. Jonathan Kuminga denies Brunson. McCollum, Jalen Johnson finishes strong at the rim. Hawks now trail by just 1. McCollum crosses Brunson, makes the tough lay, and the Hawks have taken the lead. Now under 2 minutes left in the fourth, CJ McCollum gets past Brunson again for the floater. Hawks up by 3. Knicks on the other end. Brunson walks into the triple. That's good. The game is tied at 103. Knicks led by 12 going into the fourth, and now it's a tie game under 40 seconds. McCollum hits the J, puts the Hawks up by 2. Knicks on the other end. Walker rips Brunson. Hawks in transition. Johnson gets it, throws it down. Johnson's fired up. Atlanta up 107-103. 10.2 seconds left. Brunson wide open. Bucket. That's a 3. He had 29 points. The Knicks down by just 1. Hawks forced to call timeout. McCollum gets fouled. He's going to the line. Hawks up by 1 now. After missing the first, he attempts the second free throw, misses the second. Knicks with the rebound. Mikal Bridges with the jumper. It's no good. The Knicks fall short. The Hawks win. CJ McCollum, how does it feel to be the new villain of New York?
I am no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife. I think it's admiration. Great, passionate fans in a really hostile environment. It's fun. It's basketball. It's the playoffs. And if anything, I think it's a sign of respect.
Obviously, I can control what I can control. And so poor decision making on my part. And a couple possessions, they played great defense, knocked the ball out of my hands. We just had to we got to play better with the lead. That's twice in the fourth quarter now that we've done that.
We just go out there and hoop, man. The moment is what it is. It's a playoff series. You probably picked us to lose in 5 or 6, I would imagine, just like everybody else. So I would say for us, it's just about going out there and hooping.
A tough fourth quarter for the Knicks. When you think of Knicks blown leads, the first place your mind likely goes Reggie Miller. 1994 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5. Knicks led by 12 entering the fourth. Reggie took over, scoring 25 in the fourth quarter and hit Spike Lee with the iconic choke sign. We've seen that one again, though. The Knicks got a bit of deja vu last year. Game 1 of the conference finals against the Pacers. New York led by 17. Tyrese Halliburton channeled his inner Reggie Miller. Hallie hit the game-tying rim-bouncing shot that sent it to OT and would win in OT with a familiar celebration there. Somehow, it happened again. The Knicks tonight led by 12 entering the fourth, and it just slipped away. Atlanta outscored them 15-6 in the final 5 minutes. It's tied with Reggie Miller game as their largest blown fourth quarter lead